Hello, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to this week's update. Not so much in the news, just a little few bits and pieces to bring you. No new kits, but starting off with the channel update. First of all, well, we were always trained in the military never to start a brief with an apology, but I'm going to. I should have got the part 4, I think it was, the final part of the Defiant up last week. Unfortunately, I just didn't have the energy to do the voiceover and do the editing. We've had some aggressively early starts out here at work, and I just get back in the evening and I'm just really tired because I've just got to be up at stupid o'clock. They've just got this obsession with early mornings here, which yeah, I'm not really very well suited to. But, you know, it pays the bills, so it's worth ploughing on through. But it does mean that sometimes in the evenings I don't have an awful lot of energy. So I'll just kind of push that to one side. So apologies for that. But it's all edited, uploaded, ready to go this Sunday. So look out for that. Obviously, it's painting a Night Fighter camouflage and a worn black finish. So if you want to know how to do a worn black finish, this is the video for you. Right, so that is the Defiant. Other stuff that's going on the channel then, this little thing up here, I've done a sprue tour of that, and what a beautiful kit it's looking. And that is going to be the next one on the bench as well. Still waiting for the parcel from home to be delivered. The Saudi Post are claiming that they don't recognise the address, which is a really very strange, because I think they're getting confused between my address. We still don't have a postal address at the new place. We've only been here 2.5 years. They still haven't sorted that out, so I can't get anything delivered here. I've got a mate who's got an apartment in town, and they're claiming that they don't recognise his address, which is nonsense. But I'm going to have to sort that out in the week. I'm bringing my Saudi friend along with me, and then he can talk to them in local, and then hopefully get that sorted, and we can crack on with that. So enough of my tales of woe. But I have had some bench time, and I've finished a project. It's the Arma Hobby Hurricane. It is the 2B. It's actually a Mark 12. This is the Polish Heritage Flights aeroplane, a warbird. So quite tricky actually, and some real thought had to go into this. As you'll no doubt be aware, one of my favourite kits of all time is the 48 scale Arma Hobby Hurricane. But this posed a challenge. So you may have seen, and I'll link it in the end thing, a little card, you can click on that if you've not seen it. My visit down to see the Polish Heritage Flight, their Hurricane in the hangar, and my mate Dave Halves, who flies them, had an absolutely wonderful day, and Halves gave me the kit and said, would you mind building this for us and helping to sort of publicise the Polish Heritage Flight? And I said, yeah, of course I'll do that. And here is the result. What I've done is I've done a separate standalone debrief type video. Now, I haven't done any of these for a little while. I know some people really like them. They've been proving fairly popular, so I need to go and edit that now. I've pretty much filmed it, but I'll go into a lot more detail about the project in there, but just a very quick summary, some of the headlines, what I've had to do to modify this aeroplane. So it was a Canadian-built Mark 12. It's representing 2 Battle of Britain Mark 1s, so flown by Polish pilots, obviously. So there's WX E and WXD, 2 different pilots. One of them was unfortunately killed during the battle. One of them survived. The aeroplanes had repaints, partial repaints, and there's very noticeable I'll say very noticeable. It's one of those things that you probably miss unless it was pointed out. A tonal shift between some of the older paint and some of the newer paint. So I've tried my best to capture that. Few modifications for the airframe. In the cockpit, it's got a modern seat harness. So I had to modify the moulded in Sutton harness, fill in the holes, do a bit of sanding and carving, and paint that up. There's no head armour. It's got actually a separate flap, which has got a little stowage in the back for some pilot's pants for landaways, things like that. And so I scratched all the hinge mechanism, the actual closed door, and a little bit of detail behind the seat there. It's, as I said, it's a Mark 12, but that's equivalent to a Mark 2B. So it's got the outer wing gun ports, which is obviously not appropriate to a Mark 1A with the A wing, which is what the paint scheme is. But the gun ports are there, and it's got the sort of red doping over the top. Interestingly, the top skin over the top doesn't have all the panels for the guns. So at some point in the past, just a single aluminium panel or duralumin panel has gone over the top to replace that. So I had to remove the gun port or the hatches, the gun hatches. I had to eliminate all those panel lines, restore all the surface detail, which is a bit tricky because obviously there's raised rivets in that area. The ejector port holes underneath, they had to be filled in as well. So I've done that. The other modification was the spinner. So the Canadian Mark 12s didn't have spinners. They just had the sort of naked the naked propeller boss sticking out in the front. The aeroplane has a spinner, but it's not a Hurricane spinner. They think, Dave tells me, it's from a Constellation. So I had to modify that. I bungsten filler up the inside, a bungsten filler on the outside, and I made a hole in the middle for a spindle, and then on my display sort of hand drill thing is I use that like a lathe to get the shape. Added a few bits and pieces. There's some kind of aerial dipole thing sticking out the bottom of the right wing. Did that. It's I've added the handles on the canopy as well. Done that. The bracing strut and the radiator flap actuator things, that's all been added. The landing gear was single piece Arma Hobby 3D printed resin, as was the seat and the wheels. So I've used all that, and that's it really. There we are. I really like this model. A real challenge, actually, I will say. A real challenge doing a modern warbird. Got to be sympathetic to the actual subject itself. So lots of pictures. Obviously, I took pictures during the day. Oh, I forgot to mention, I scribed in the extra fuel filler caps as well. So took lots of pictures on the day. Like I say, I did a little video vlog thing of the day. I'll put the card at the end so you can see that. And yeah, use those photo references to try and reproduce the real thing. A real challenge, but it looks great. So Dave's invited me down for a few beers to go down to the heritage flight, make another video of the presentation, take some pictures of the model on the real thing, that kind of thing. I think that's going to be really, really cool. And yeah, a really, really interesting subject. So watch out for that video coming very soon. Right. That's the modelling. Like I say, this is going to be coming up next. So I'm going to give the modelling room a complete spring clean. It's really quite minging and dusty in here. So I need to do that, and then I can get cracking with that tomorrow. Right. On with the news then. Like I say, no new kits to bring you, but just some news coming out of Barracuda Studio. So poor old Roy. Really, really bad luck. The computer exploded. He's had a few other like some health stuff going on. His back went, and it's left quite a sizable gap in his finances. So he's put up a GoFundMe fundraiser, and he's almost at his target. So again, I'll put the link in the description if you want to go and donate, even if it's just a couple of quid, just to help out Roy and Barracuda Studios. Some fantastic products in the range, and he's got lots more coming as well. He's quite far behind on his orders, like I say, because the computer exploded, and he's been laid up with his bad back. So if you've got an order in and it's been delayed, don't give him a hard time, please. In fact, don't give anyone a hard time because you're waiting for your order. It's just life, isn't it? And not everybody is Amazon, and you're not going to get it the next day. So just a little bit of patience, please. And you will get your stuff. And Roy's stuff is absolutely superb. I use it all the time, especially on my Spitfire builds, which I've got more coming in the future. So yeah, like I say, I'll put a link to his GoFundMe in the description. And if you don't want to donate anything, then just consider buying something from him, either direct or your local online retailer that stocks Barracuda stuff. It all helps him out. So that's that. Right, another friend of mine in Merca with a small company is Hanger Resin. Mike. Mike's having a 25% off deal at the moment to coincide with the American Nationals because it's just too expensive for him to go. Same for Roy. They've just been priced out. So he's having a sale. So pop over to there and pick up a bargain. His Jaguar stuff is absolutely amazing, by the way. Yeah, he's having a sale. I keep saying so. Again, I went through this a little while ago. Kept on saying so. Must try and stop that. It's because all this is unscripted and it comes off the top of my head. Okay, that's it. Quite a short one this week. Not too much going on. Very exciting to finish a project. I've got some editing to do. I still need to edit the Mustang video and get that up to you. I'm sort of halfway through that as well. So I don't want to get too far behind on the old editing front. I do want to keep the content coming. And yeah, so stay tuned on the channel. Up Sunday is going to be the final part of the Night Fighter Defiant in 32nd scale. Beautiful kit, really is. And keep your eye out for the debrief of the Hurricane, and the Mustang will be coming out very soon. And then hot on the heels is going to be this lovely little thing up here. So lots coming on the channel. There's another so for the so count, and like, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. Welcome to all the new subscribers. If you're thinking about it, go on, help me out, click subscribe. We're climbing slowly, trying to grow the channel, bring it to more people. And if you're new to the channel, just have a look in the back catalogue. I'm sure there'll be something there for you to enjoy. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you soon. Cheers, bye-bye.